rolling tumors to roaring lampooners, the Tigers on a Roll show starts in 3, 2, 1.
War Eagle, everyone, and welcome back to Tigers on a Roll. Been on a business trip this week, just got back from a 5K this morning, but we are back in action, and I think I'm going to be able to get 3 episodes up today on the various things we've got going on, but wanted to take a 60,000 foot view preview of all of them because it has certainly been a very, very rough week for the Auburn fan base, and we've got some stuff to look forward to this weekend if you're a fan of the orange and blue. Between a shutout loss at Plainsman Park and an absolutely heartbreaking collapse in Starkville, vibes are very low right now. But the weekend is upon us, folks, and it brings 2 massive opportunities to flip the script. First, you've got a desperate Kentucky team coming into a sold-out Neville Arena, and then you've got Butch Thompson and the boys out in Arlington, Texas, and they've already got a win in the biggest non-conference tournament of the year. And we are going to start with the very disappointing matchup with Mississippi State and what this means for Auburn against Kentucky. And Auburn somehow lost to a very mid Mississippi State team, 85-91 earlier in the week. And Mississippi State's Josh Hubbard set a school record for points in an SEC game. He set a school record for threes in the first half, and I believe in a total game. And the concern for Stephen Pearl and the Auburn men's basketball squad is really that it took like 6 minutes into the first half to even try to slow him down from deep. And we have talked about perimeter defense being an Achilles heel of this team. Because if you remember early in the season, it was getting beat in the paint off of the backside or off of picks or whatever it was. We were just absolutely lost near the rim. Now packing the paint, you're not extending out. Now you've got guys with wide open looks at threes, and they are absolutely murdering us. Teams are legitimately having their best game of the season against Auburn consistently through our entire schedule. And it has been a dagger in Auburn's confidence and in Auburn's season. Right now, I believe statistically, Auburn is one of the worst in the SEC at defending the three, and they are incredibly mid when it comes to total Division I rankings on that. KenPom has us ranked at like 91st in Division I on defending the three. And that is unacceptable when you are playing in a conference this deep and when your expectation over the last few years has been to go deep into March, or at least make it to March. Which I guess is the silver lining here, because Keyshawn Hall returned to his superstar status after being benched. He ends up with 29 points and 10 rebounds against a very physical Mississippi State front court. And you had Tahab Pettiford with 21 points and 4 assists. Like, we have the pieces to be able to live up to the expectation that we're setting for this team. They just have to go out and prove that they can do it. And tonight, Auburn hosts Kentucky, and the Cats are coming in, licking their wounds after back-to-back losses to Florida and Georgia. And they are going to try to do exactly what Mississippi State did, and they are going to want Colin Chandler to fire away from deep as many times as he can, every single time he gets a look. And it is a must-win game for Stephen Pearl, and they are going to have to scheme against that from the very get-go. Not 6 minutes into the first half. They are going to need to stop the deep ball from Kentucky to even have a chance to stay in this game. And if they can stay in this game and they can win, the tournament window is not closed. It's fogging up, it's shutting, but it is not closed yet. We are on the outside looking in, and Neville Arena has to be a sixth man tonight and go absolutely wild and have give a real home court advantage to the Auburn Tigers tonight for this game to be the turning point in this season, and see if you can start building mojo for the last, 3 weeks ish of the season. And then you look at what the Tigers are doing on the baseball field. Tuesday was an absolute anomaly. They are having an incredible season, but an 8-0 shutout loss to Cincinnati at home is just not the way we do things. The bats were as cold as ice, and it seems that there may have been some looking ahead from the boys out there to their trip to Arlington. And that was a huge blemish, not a huge blemish, but it was a blemish on the season schedule thus far. And they are now at the Amagi Bank College Baseball Series, which is at the Texas Rangers Stadium, if you didn't know. And that started last night, and Auburn has already knocked off Kansas State. And today, in a couple hours, they will face number 16 Florida State, which I want to have a preview coming out right after this one for that game. If you have not been able to watch it or you can't find it, it's because it's on Flow College, on Flow Sports for some reason. And if you want to watch it today, you got to go get your free trial set up. Fair warning, it is an absolutely horrendous website and it is a poor streaming service. There's no question about that. But that's how you got to go do it. But Auburn's baseball team right now, if you include Kansas State right there after we beat them last night, playing 3 powerhouse programs in 3 days requires our starters to get at least into the 6th inning or the 7th inning. The bullpen has been taxed and it will be taxed this weekend, but it's all worth it. If offensively we can stop leaving runners on base and we can finally have Chase Fralick and Eric Guevara find gaps in a big league park, which they are more than capable of doing. If you can wake the bats up and you can get hot and you can stop stranding runners out there, we can score big numbers in games, and we can pull away from teams that we might expect to be, World Series contending teams. And we can seriously come home with some hardware after it's all said and done if we can just do that, which obviously is easier said than done because you're saying, oh, just go score points. Sure. Just get the runs. I'll leave it up to them to do it, but that's all you got to do. Maybe that's too simplistic, but it is what it is, and it is an absolutely packed weekend for the Tigers. Hopefully, we can see some turnaround on the diamond after that loss to Cincinnati and stop the 5-game losing skid that the Auburn basketball team is on right now. I appreciate you all watching. Please hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you don't have it. Ring the bell. Turn the notifications on. Yada, yada, yada. Do all the things that we like to do around here to support all of, the Auburn media, I guess. I don't know. Thanks for watching Tigers on a Roll. Really appreciate it. War Eagle, and I will see you.